with Mutinta Chiseko.
Here now is the news in detail. The church has opposed the proposed amendment to the Marriage Act by the Zambia Law Development Commission, ZLDC, to decriminalize bigamy in the country. The Council of Bishops of the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Presiding President, Bishop Joshua Banda, says the proposal is a danger to the well-being of young people. In a statement, President Bishop Banda says allowing men to procure more women as wives is a recipe for families' disunity. Bishop Banda has urged members of Parliament to reject the proposal once it's brought before Parliament. Equally, Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ General Secretary Father Emmanuel Chikoya has described the said proposal as retrogressive as it will lead to broken homes. But some men in Lusaka have welcomed the proposal, saying it will help them become wealthier. The Zambia Law Development Commission, ZLDC, and stakeholders involved in drafting legislation have proposed that Section 166 of the Penal Code be amended to decriminalize bigamy. Bigamy is an offense which involves marrying another person when one is legally in another marriage under the Marriage Act. In Zambia, a person who is found guilty of bigamy faces a jail term of up to 5 years.
The proposed amendment by the Zambia Law Development Commission, ZLDC, to amend Section 166 of the Penal Code to decriminalize bigamy has stirred a storm in Zambia. ZLDC, with the mandate to revise and reform laws in the country, in its recent report has proposed that there is need to repeal the offense of bigamy as it is a colonial legacy. The Commission, with some stakeholders, say Zambian customary law, which allows a man to marry more than one wife, must be extended to statutory law. This proposal has, however, been rejected by the church. In a statement, the Council of Bishops of the Pentecostal Assemblies of God say the proposal is a danger to the well-being of young people. The Council's presiding president, Bishop Joshua Banda, says allowing men to procure more women as wives is not the solution to unite families. Part of their statement reads, and I quote, "The proposed repeals are unwarranted and should not be supported by the citizenry. The laws that are in place have enabled the preservation of sanity and moral clarity at all levels of Zambian society." End of quote. And the Council of Churches in Zambia, CCZ General Secretary Father Emmanuel Chikoya, has described the said proposal as retrogressive.
I think as a church we strongly believe a family is the foundation of any society, and the law that is in place was meant to deter people, discourage them from just marrying in one town. They can marry in another town, and so we don't think that is a progressive thing to do. We need to ensure that families are maintained and they are stronger. So a law of that nature will weaken, and there are already a number of too many irresponsible men. That will worsen the situation. If anything, some of these negligence and runaway husbands, there must be a law that brings them to order, parental negligence or something like that.
But some Zambians have varied opinions over the matter. For the men interviewed by Diamond News, the proposed amendment is progressive. I think it is a good proposal. Women need to have a lot of women as long as you are able to support them. While the women want authorities not to accept such an amendment to the Penal Code.
According to the Bible, a man is supposed to have one wife. This is not a good proposal. This proposal should be rejected.
Currently in Zambia, bigamy, which involves marrying another person when one is still legally in another marriage, is an offense. A person who is found guilty of bigamy faces a jail term of up to 5 years as provided for in the Penal Code. Das Jonia, Damo News.
Now, police in Eastern Province have arrested 7 people, among them Chipangali District Agriculture Coordinator, DACO, and a Camp Agriculture Extension Officer for allegedly stealing 139 bags by 50 kgs of fertilizer under the Farm Input Support Program, FISIP. Eastern Province Acting Police Commanding Officer Davis Mwanza has identified the civil servants as Frederick Mwansa, Chipangali Dako, and Twambo Monga, a camp extension officer of Sisinje Ward in Chipangali District. Mr. Simwanza says others who have been arrested are Akim Tembo, Charles Zulu, Wellington Piri, Zondwayo Zulu, and Yotam Nyirongo. Mr. Simwanza has told Diamond News that investigations have resulted into the recovery of 24 bags by 50 kgs of urea and 17 bags by 50 kgs of D compound. He adds that 41,550 kwacha, reasonably suspected to be proceeds of crime, has also been recovered.
Theft by public servant is an issue of growing concern in Zambia. In Eastern Province, the agriculture and health sectors have been the most affected. Instead of delivering farming inputs to the farmers, Chipangali District Agriculture Coordinating Officer Dako and a Camp Agriculture Extension Officer have been arrested by the police for allegedly stealing 139 bags by 50 kgs fertilizer under the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP. Eastern Province Acting Police Commanding Officer Davis Simwanza has confirmed to Diamond News that 7 people have been arrested, among them Frederick Mwansa, Chipangali Dako, and Twambo Monga, a Camp Agriculture Extension Officer in Sisinje. Mr. Simwanza says police have since recovered 24 bags of fertilizer and over 41,000 kwacha cash money, reasonably suspected to be proceeds of crime. Meanwhile, Chief Chanje of the Chewa people is dismayed with the reports of theft by civil servants when farmers are struggling to find the fertilizer.
Kulingana na nkhani yomwe yachitika kusisinja kuba fertilizer 139 kuli ABO na Dako kifuna chilungamo chioneke waboma
As a chief, I'm dismayed with these reports. We want the police to investigate this matter and ensure justice, because most of us in rural areas depends on agriculture, and stealing from the poor farmers is not good. We as farmers suffer a lot. We keep widows, disabled people, and many others through farming. And it is unfortunate that civil servants can be stealing from the deprived people. Many cooperatives in Ichikue Chiefdom have not gotten fertilizer yet, but the inputs are being stolen. We call on the Zambia police to ensure that people are arrested and justice is seen.
mako cooperative wose sanatenge fertilizer analuyembekeza amene ino wiki kuti batenge, so tifuna ndithu chilungamo tisapewa anthu ambiri kamba ka munthu umodzi.
If found wanting, those involved may be charged with theft by public servant. Police are holding the 7 suspects in custody while investigations continue in the matter. Samo Sylvester Kwawe, Diamond News, Chipata, Eastern Province.
Thank you, Sam. Now, heavy rains have destroyed household goods belonging to Febi Mwachimbeya, a widow who was evicted from a rented house in Lusaka's Kalingalinga area. Ms. Mwachimbeya and her 8 dependents were forced to spend their night in the rains, with others seeking shelter in the toilet after she failed to pay house rent. She has continued to appeal for assistance so that she can start a business of her own. She has told Diamond News that if all her salary arrears can be paid off by her employer, she can make use of the money to do something better and continue taking care of her family.
Life remains unbearable for the family of Kalingalinga in Lusaka after they were evicted from their house by their landlord due to delayed payment of rentals. While other family members slept in the toilet, others had to brave the rains last night. Most of the household items have been soaked and destroyed. We did not sleep well. Our household goods have been destroyed due to the rains that were experienced last night.
Kitchen unit inaonongeka penze wardrobe inango apa mairo inago chifuka cholokewa inalokewa mene the very day panona chosa mnyumba inalokewa inamwa manzi inabwela yagwa so tunaitenga mairo banyamata ko banaindo itai.
She has asked for well wishers to come to their aid and assist them in this predicament. What I can ask is that those that can help should help me in whatever way they can. I need capital so that I can help my family, and my boss should also clear all the arrears so that I better my life.
Nangalako nakangono mwana ikapo talipira nyumba komandecha meninga pempeko chabe na beve ofunika banipase ndrama zanga zonse banipase na imwe botandiza muntanzako capital beve banipase nimangeko shelter yanga nikalepo lonista business nizwati ndili mu shelter yanga na bana banga bali safe.
Having spent the night in the rains, it remains to be seen how this family will be assisted. Victoria Yambani, Diamond News.